Thank you. All right. Here we go. Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for coming out on this beautiful Wayne County day. My name is George Brown. I'm a volunteer with the Lackawaxen River Trails group. As my good friend Paul Meir, you there? All right. As my good friend Paul Meir says, he's got this great poem, and I don't quite know the whole poem, but the gist of it is, it's not the town, it's the people that make the town a success. And we are here today to celebrate the success that's come together through all of these people involved in our town, all the way at the state level as well as our local level. Just a small piece of history. We started thinking about trails through Wayne County probably about a decade ago. I remember one of those first meetings, Brian, we were at the Park Street complex and we pitched the idea and you got excited. And before I knew it, there was a trail there at the Park Street complex. So thank you for that. That was a good start.
I always get excited.
So when we started thinking about trails, then we had to raise some money to be able to get a feasibility study. We had a lot of great donors. Some of those donors are here today to help us with that. I remember Remax was an early donor. All of the banks we're here at the Dime Bank. We've got friends from the Wayne Bank and the HMB that have participated. We've got representatives here specifically from the Lions Club that did their big fundraising effort to help support this site specifically. We've had support from the Rotary. We've had incredible support from neighborhood organizations as well as individuals. Our good friends at Woodland Design, Jason Wood, helped us with that feasibility that said, yes, trails are possible here. And for those of you that are counting, I believe this is our 4th river access that we've dedicated on our 4th fall day. This is by far one of the nicest fall days we've had for one of those dedications. So we just keep chipping away little bits at a time, and I think what's important now, our next steps are to look at walking trails and multimodal trails, and we're really chasing after to try to get that rail corridor, which would be great to be able to connect Honesdale to Hawley, and we're in hot pursuit there. But we're also looking at ways to connect White Mills up to the Doorflinger. Next year, you'll see some more trails in Park Street in Honesdale up to the Irving Cliff area. And I think as of today, you can walk from Lock 31 in White Mills all the way to Lake Walpack through Hawley, so it's pretty impressive. I'd like to introduce my friend Dan Corrigan, who's been a big part of this trail piece with us.
Thank you, George. I'm going to talk a little bit more on the experiential side of the river accesses in the Lackawaxen River in Honesdale. I also was a part of the group from the beginning, about a decade, as George mentioned. We've seen a lot of progress. It's taken a lot of cooperation, a lot of different groups getting together, a lot of like-minded people, a lot of people that have also opposed a lot of the ideas, and we're able to come around and see a lot of the benefit of these installs going in. As mentioned, we are the Water Trails and Alliance. We focused initially on walking trails, pivoted to water trails as the install in those projects were a little bit more accessible for us, especially with the help with Fish and Boat Commission and identifying areas to get access to the river. Growing up in Honesdale, I was one of those guys that always accessed the river in areas that we probably shouldn't have been accessing the river. Getting under bridges, finding, as we call, big sucker fish along the way, and always playing in the river growing up here. For me to be able to see these installs go in and come to fruition is amazing. Even though we do know that the Lackawaxen is a seasonal creek, there's a lot of benefits outside of just being able to paddle down it. Just the access to the river alone. This year at Sycamore Point, one of our installs that went in, this summer driving past, I saw people down there with lawn chairs just enjoying being by the river, accessing it safely, getting in there and enjoying what we have around us. It's a natural beauty. These assets that we have in Wayne County and in Honesdale and the surrounding areas is amazing. So we want to continue the effort, keep pushing forward with these accesses, keep working together. Thank you to the commissioners, all of our supporters and donors as well. Our group, Molly, Ryan, Jim, Tom, Molly, we have been really, really blessed with a great group of people that have supported this through this effort, and we continue to hope to see more development come along. Thank you.
Next up, Tim Schaefer, PA Fish and Boat.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Before I get started, I want to introduce our new Waterways Conservation Officer, Crystal, if you could stand up. Crystal Danielle is our new WCO for this part of Wayne County. You will love her. We do. But so if you have any questions about all things fishing and boating, she will be your contact from now on. So John Fritz, I don't know which one of these events you said it, because we've done so many. He said something like, use your power for good. Like, use your power for good. And I just finished reading a biography of John Adams, and in that is a quote that says, to be good and to do good is all we have to do. And you have done good in Wayne County. This is unbelievable. I know there's so many folks that we want to thank here today. Molly, Peter, Bill Gibney was the one who introduced me to this project initially. But somebody who's not here today is the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. So you may wonder, what's the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's logo doing on this? We actually were able to leverage almost $560,000 worth of Delaware Watershed Conservation Fund money into this project. So Delaware Watershed Conservation Fund supports conservation in the whole Delaware watershed. And I can tell you that the Lackawaxen River is one of the most noteworthy projects that have happened from here the whole way to Philadelphia. People are noticing. People are saying what's going on up there in the Lackawaxen. And what we did is we applied for the money from the Fish and Wildlife Service and then granted it right back out to the partners here. There have now been 3 different grants that we've helped to administer to the local partners. First, I don't even know which one was first at this point. I guess with Molly. Which one was Sycamore Point? White Mills was first, and then Sycamore Point, and then here now. It's the third fall that we've done this. I said it's like as regular as Halloween these days, like coming to do these things. We have a grant round that's open right now. The momentum is palpable. The momentum, you can just feel it throughout the whole watershed. If you're from a municipality and thinking, man, I really like what Honesdale's done, what Hawley's done, what Wayne County's done, let's keep it going. I mean, the outfitters that are here, it's thriving. It's thriving from here the whole way to the Delaware watershed. So we have a grant round that's open until December 1st. Please do not hesitate. Where's Mark Morrison? Mark Morrison runs that grant program for us. If you'd like to learn more about it, please check with Mark. But so Fish and Boat Commission, Fish and Wildlife Service, that's been our main contribution here on the financial side. But I just cannot overemphasize what you've done here and the model that it is. I travel all across Pennsylvania, and this is not happening anywhere else. I mean, this is, how special Wayne County is locally, but this is not happening anywhere. And people are really paying attention to it. So with that, I do, Bill Gibney, I do want to give special thanks to Bill. So Bill is our commissioner here. So our board of commissioners, we have 10 commissioners statewide, 8 are geographically based, and Bill represents here in northeastern Pennsylvania. I don't know if Charlie Charlesworth is here. Charlie's one of our boating at large commissioners over in Lackawanna County. But Bill put this project on the map for the Fish and Boat Commission, and we would not have the role that we did without Bill. So Bill, thank you for the introduction, and it's great to be here, and let it keep raining because we need it. Am I supposed to introduce the next person? I'm introducing Bill Gibney. Of course I am.
Thanks. This is great to be here. I'm going to expound on what Deanne and George said, except in a scientific way. So I thought, what the heck, you're all a captive audience. I'll turn this into a lesson on chaos theory. So when in chaos theory, there's a meteorologist named Edward Lorenz that discovered small perturbations in his meteorological models caused changes in events that were significant, not just in that model, but in other models. And it was called the butterfly effect. And main because the idea was a butterfly flapping its wings in London might ultimately cause a tornado in Kansas. Essentially, in physics, what it means is that there are no isolated systems. If you perturb one system, you perturb all the other attached systems. So then how does that apply to us all being here today? So think back about, 215 years ago or so. Philip Wirtz was exploring up here for the property he received. He was a mercantile or textile merchant out of Philadelphia, and he received all this land up here as payment for contributing military uniforms to the War of 1812. And so he was exploring this, and he discovered these rock outcroppings and learned that this rock burns. And he was a visionary, much like our visionaries of today. And he thought, this could help end the energy crisis in New York City caused by the War of 1812 and the embargoes. There was no available wood, and coal was compact. The only problem was he had to figure out how to get it from Carbondale to New York City. So, no problem. All you needed is a railroad to pull the coal up the mountain, turn it loose, let it coast to Honesdale, put it in barges and float it down a 108-mile canal, down the Lackawaxen, across the Delaware, up the Neversink, and down the Hudson. Problem solved. Now, the technology didn't exist, of course, for any of that. So that's the type of thinking that was going on there. Anyway, he convinced his brothers, ultimately, Morris and Charles, to get into this project. And 200 years ago, last July, they started construction with 25,000 men to build this 108-mile canal using picks, shovels, and blasting powder. And accomplished it in only 3 years. So you guys took 10. They accomplished it in 3 years at only $1.6 million. Good deal. And solved the problem. So in no short component of all this, Honesdale, this whole area, there's only 433 people living in Dyberry Forks in 1825. And in 1826, the town of Honesdale was incorporated, and it played no small part in the Industrial Revolution. It helped the expansion of New York City. It helped, it drove the railroad project, and millions of tons of coal were floated down this river for the next 70 years. So there was a butterfly effect. So for whatever reason, a series of events since then have brought us all here today, along with the modern visionaries who saw another use for this canal project, to share our gifts, our resources, our technology, our community with each other, with tourists, with our descendants who come, and who knows what kind of effects this butterfly effect will have on the remaining generations after us. I mean, really, really grateful. I just really appreciate. I'd like to mention, and this is not a good idea when you're a speaker like this, but I'd like to personally thank the members of the Lackawaxen Trail Alliance, but I know I'm probably going to leave out somebody, so I apologize in advance. But George Brown, Lisa Champeau, Dan Kerrigan, Tom Dean, Grant Genslinger, Jeff George, James Hamill, Jim Jennings, Ryan Jennings, Molly Rogers, Connor Simons, Derek Williams. You are as big a visionary and a contribution to the future of Wayne County as the Delaware and Hudson, or Delaware and Lackawaxen Canal Company was in 1825. And we are all grateful for that. The Fish and Boat Commission is especially grateful for being involved in all this. And I appreciate the opportunity to have helped to the extent that I could. But you guys are the real workers. And we appreciate everything you've done for us. A year before Lorenz published this paper on the butterfly effect, Norton Justin's children's book titled The Phantom Toll Booth was published. Interestingly, that was in 1961, and in it, almost the exact idea and wording was used by the character, the Princess of Pure Reason. For those of you who might remember it, she said, "Whatever we do affects everything and everyone else, if even in the tiniest way. Why, when a housefly flaps its wings, a breeze goes around the world." So to all of you involved in this wonderful project, thank you for flapping your wings and making this area a better place for those of us who live here and visit, and for those who will come after us. Hopefully they'll also pay it forward, as you did, and continue your work of goodwill. You are all an inspiration and role models for community spirit, and I appreciate and thank you for everything you've done.
Commissioner Brian Smith.
So could you tell that Bill was a teacher? I have a lot of Bill Gibney stories from my kids, but I won't repeat them here today. Most of them were he's a great guy, really. So I'll give you a practical application of a conditioned response theory. When people come to us with a good idea, the first thing we think, is it going to be good for our area? Yes. Okay. Are people going to like it and enjoy it? Yes. Is it going to take taxpayer dollars? No. Then it's a yes. And I can tell you that's always important to us. We try to keep a handle on what is being spent. But I can tell you that with the commissioners on the board that we have now, Jim Shook, Jocelyn, when John was there, it was the same way. When Joe Adams was there, it was the same way. When Wendell Kay was there, it was the same way. We try to do the right thing every day for the betterment of our community. Again, that was taught to me when I was very young by Paul Mears' father. I know I don't look that old, but I am. But I can tell you that there's one more person who needs a lot of credit over what's gone on here, and that's Vicki Botcher. And she's here today, and she put together a lot of these finances. Give her a big round of applause. $60,000 from the Friends and the Trails people, $20,000 from PMVB, fishing boat $245,700, and $51,971 that came from our Act 13 fund. And I want to talk a little bit about the Act 13 fund, the impact fee. This is money that comes out of the industry who's producing energy. The very thing that happened that Bill Gibney talked about. But yet we are able to take this money and put it back toward recreation so that everybody can enjoy the beauty and the nature in our area. Took a lot of wisdom to put this impact fee together. Took a lot of people working on this, but there's been a lot of results because of the impact fee and recreational dollars that can go back into creating something as beautiful as this. And I got to tell you that years ago, and I said this the last time we met, years ago when we thought our dams were being ripped out, when we thought our infrastructure with being able to boat, recreate, and fish was being destroyed, Tim Schaefer stood in an auditorium and told us all that if he could help, he was going to help, and the money was there. It brought him to tears that day, but he meant what he said, and he's standing behind it. He just showed me pictures of Belmont. That's being redone. White Oak's being redone. All the things that he said that we were going to do is being rebuilt, and so give them at Fishing Boat and Tim a big round of applause. There will be things in the future that we will be eager to work with people and create great things and great recreation. There will be times when we have to say no. But I can tell you that if there is an opportunity for us to work with you, come talk to us about it. We've created a great relationship with everybody around here. We want to see that continue. Thank you very much.
State Representative Jonathan Fritz, Honesdale local, Harrisburg representative. Thank you.
Cheers, my brother. I think he said loco. I get that. So there's a college that has a motivational phrase or term that is this. It is on top and climbing. And I feel like that applies to our area. And it's not random, it's not happenstance, it's because people have a shared vision. They have goals, and they're hardworking. And one of those people, definitely a cornerstone, is my dear friend Tim Schaefer. Now, we all see him up here when he's out and about at many projects and many investments in Wayne County in the area, but I also get to spend a lot of time with Tim in Harrisburg. And the person that we see here locally is also the same person that I get to deal with in Harrisburg. He is just a hardworking, heart of gold individual, and it really pays off. Tim, thank you so much. In my line of business, we meet a lot of folks that are maybe plastic or driven by ego and agenda, and none of that applies to Tim Schaefer. He is just a good man. Speaking of teamwork, we have two folks that are essential parts of this equation, and that is Senator Rosemary Brown and as well Lisa Baker. And we have our good friend Mark Rataki here from State Senator Lisa Baker's office, and as well Brooks Hanna from Senator Rosemary Brown's office. But Rosemary and Lisa are both wonderful to work with, and we thank them very, very much. And I just want to give a shout out to Jason Wood from Woodland Design. Here's a young man that also shares a vision. So there's some people that are maybe rounding third when it comes to government and leadership in this area, but to see the next generation come in that also has the same heart of gold and the same vision, it's beautiful to see that evolution. I'm just super proud of my area and honored to be able to represent the 111th in Harrisburg. There's so many good things going on in Wayne County and the 111th, and it's thanks to people with a heart of gold, just like my good man George Brown. Thank you, friends.
Yeah, big bald eagle in the background.
There's a bald eagle flying overhead.
Yeah. It is. And one person I left out, but I didn't mean to, but enjoy the bald eagle. But Jeff Olsemer is new to Harrisburg, and he's doing a fantastic job. But he as well is doing all the right things and has a heart of gold, and he's just a key member of the team as well. Didn't want to stand down without mentioning Jeff's name. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, we're real lucky to be here, and it's a lot of thanks goes to the Dime Bank. Jeffrey Roach is here to represent the Dime Bank. Appreciate that, Jeffrey. Thank you. Please come, say a few words. One thing I do want to point out is just how awesome this whole site is, and we're thrilled with Rutledge Excavating. My good friend Mark's over there in the orange vest representing, but the folks at Rutledge Excavating, again, a local contractor who got this bid, and they've done some incredible work. Jeffrey, thank you.
Great, thank you. I'm going to keep it short. I want to say thank you for everyone here to attend the event, and I also want to say thank you to everyone who had a role in bringing this project to completion. The Dime Bank is pleased and proud to be a part of it, and especially in reconnecting people to the Lackawaxen River. Beautiful, beautiful area here. The Dime Bank is a community-focused financial institution, and this is a great way for us to show our support to our citizens and all the people who are going to use this access point and the surrounding area. So once again, thank you.
We've had a lot of support from the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau throughout our work here in different phases, some through the marketing and advertising and some through actual hands-on experience there. So representing the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau is our good friend Brian Bosoit. Brian, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. You know, we're just happy to have a small part in helping this project along with the other projects through our community grant fund. And, you know, these are the kinds of things that we love for our residents as well as the tourists. So it's just been great to be able to be a part of this, and we look forward to future projects in this county and throughout the Poconos. So thank you.
All right, and for the grand finale, Molly Rogers. I got to know Molly when she was running the library, and that was 20 some odd years ago that I served on the board, and it's been fun to be a part of this. She's dug in on the trails and done a lot of our grant writing and fundraising, and kind of helps keep us all organized. Molly Rogers.
I am here to say you've heard a lot of things about a lot of people who have gotten us this far. How about the people who are going to get us the next 10 years, the next 20 years, the next land trail, the next hiking trail, the next whatever it is? I mean, 10 years ago, did we think there was going to be a Lackawaxen River Trail? I'm not sure people dreamed about it, but did they really believe it was going to happen? So I am actually here to say, if you know anybody who is willing to volunteer, who is willing to step up and help with ideas, with fundraising, with whatever we don't even know yet, I'm going to do something really, really, really stupid right now. I'm going to give you my email address.
Phone number.
I can give you my phone number too. Yeah, there you go. So LackawaxenRiverTrails.org. You can email them You can also see me, Molly.Rogers, and Rogers with a D, at gmail.com. I trust you all not to abuse that information. But if you'd like to reach out personally, this has been, I mean, I've done a lot of volunteer things in my lifetime, and this has been one of the best, one of the most rewarding, because I know that this is going to be something for the generations to come, and it will be something for everybody who has a business, who attracts visitors, and who has grandchildren to play on the river. There are just so many different reasons to continue to work on trails, whatever and wherever they may be. So thank you for coming.